So in last class, LCR parallel combination was completed. Okay, today one more important topic in this chapter, transformer. Actually, in order to transfer the power generation place, that means hydropower station or thermal power station, etc. They produce the electrical power. That electrical power will be used to transmit from one place to another place through conducting wires. That wires are fixed between the two poles or two towers like that. Okay. Generally, suppose if they transmit the electric power from one place to another place at a low voltage and high current, due to that, whenever the high current passes through the conductor, according to Joule's law, more heat energy is produced because H is equal to I square RT. Due to that, around the conductor, more heat energy produced, and due to that, the conducting wire may be fused or may be broken due to generation of the heat energy. The wires gets heated, and due to that, the wires gets heated, may be fused also, may be broken. Okay, that's why generally, in order to transmit the electrical power through longer distances, definitely they transmit the electrical power at a high voltage and low current only. Whenever the current is low, heat energy produced around the current carrying conductor that is fixed between the two poles, that will be less. Whenever current is less, heat energy produced is less. That's why without any damage of the conducting wires or wires between the poles, the electrical power is transmitted from one place to another place. Okay, in order to send the electrical power at high voltage, low current, or low voltage, high current, in order to send the electrical power from one place to another place at a high voltage, low current, or low voltage, high current, without change in the actual frequency of the electrical power produced by the AC generator there, is called the transformer. That is called the transformer.
Sir, what will happen if high current is passed with low voltage, sir?
I will explain. Transformer. So here this is called transformer. If the electrical power is supplied, electrical power is equal to P is equal to V into I know, voltage into current. Suppose if you send the electrical power from one place to another place through conducting wire at low voltage and high current. Already just now I said no. At low voltage and high current, when you send the electrical power, as more current passing through the conducting wire, because of copper losses. Copper losses means whenever that conducting wire is having some resistance, no, due to that heat energy is produced, which is equal to I square RT. When I is more, heat energy produced is also more around the conductors in between the poles. Due to that, heat energy generated and wires may get heated, sometimes may be fused or broken. When temperature of the conducting wires reaches the melting point, then the wires will be broken or fused. That's why generally we transmit the electrical power from one place to another place at high voltage and low current only. Okay.
Okay.
Right. So here, in general, the device by means of which electrical power can be transmitted from one place to another place at high voltage, low current, or low voltage, high current, without changing the frequency of the electrical power produced by the AC source or AC generator, is called the transformer. Here, the transformer works on the principle of mutual induction. Transformer works on the principle of mutual induction. Principle of working this transformer. Principle. It works on the principle of mutual induction. So what is the construction of the transformer? Let us see. Already you know the purpose of the transformer. It works on the principle of mutual induction. So this transformer transmits electric power. The transformer transmits the electric power at high voltage, low current to low voltage, high current, low voltage to low voltage and high current. Here the electrical power is transmitted at a high voltage, low current to low voltage, high current, or vice versa, without changing the frequency. No change in frequency. Here, no change in frequency. So what is the construction of the transformer? We have to see construction. In this transformer, it consists of a rectangular shaped metal frame made of ferromagnetic material like soft iron. ఈ ట్రాన్స్ఫార్మర్ లో ఒక రెక్టాంగులర్ షేప్ లో మెటల్ రాడ్ ఉంటుంది. రెక్టాంగిల్ షేప్ లో మోల్డ్ చేసిన ఒక మెటల్ రాడ్ ఉంటుంది యాక్చువల్ గా. Of course, that is not taken in the form of the bar. Why? I will explain. Suppose this is the rectangular shaped metal bar. This is the rectangular shaped metal bar. Actually, this rectangular shaped metal bar is not taken in the form of the uniform rod. Number of rectangular shaped thin metal plates are taken and all are insulated from each other electrically. అంటే ఈ మెటల్ బార్ ని కొంత థిక్నెస్ ఉంటుంది కదా మెటల్ బార్ కి. దట్ మెటల్ బార్ is not taken in the form of a single rod. That metal bar is made constructed with number of rectangular plates, made a hole in the rectangular shaped hole is made, and this type of plates are kept one over the other so that a bunch of plates are taken, so that a rectangular frame is formed in between any two successive frames. In between this frame and the adjacent frame, there is no electrical contact. In such a way, an electrical insulating medium is coated. The such type of metal plates are called laminated plates. Such laminated plates are arranged one over the other so that a rectangle frame is obtained. So when number of plates are arranged one over the other so that a rectangle frame is formed, how they appear? I will draw here. So here, number of plates are taken. In this way, number of plates are taken and they are arranged adjacent to each other like this. Here, when you see from sidewise, number of plates are arranged like this. Okay. Here, number of plates are taken. They are laminated plates. Laminated plate means they are coated with electrically non-conducting material. Each plate is coated with electrically non-conducting material, and that type of plates are kept one over the other so that a bunch of plates are formed, which appears in the form of a rectangular bar. Okay, in between one plate and another plate, there is no electrical contact. In such a way, here this arrangement is called the laminated core. Around this rectangular frame, the wire is wounded. That's why this acts as the core. Core means the medium or the rod around which the electrical wire, that means insulated copper wire, is wounded. That is called the core. So this is the laminated core. This is the laminated core. Laminated core. So here, in this laminated core, one coil is wounded to the vertical side here. One coil is wounded like this. One insulated copper wire is wounded around this side, vertical side. Insulated copper wire means in between this wire and this laminated core, there is no electrical contact. Okay, now this coil is called primary coil, P. This coil is connected across the AC source by means of which electrical power is to be transmitted from one place to another place. Okay, this coil is the primary coil. So P is the primary coil. P is the primary coil. Next, here exactly opposite to this one, opposite to this coil, around this again, around this core, again one more coil is wounded. So around this vertical side of the core, one more wire is wounded. One more wire is wounded like this. Okay, here this is connected to a galvanometer or voltmeter, whatever it may be. Okay, so here this is called the secondary coil. This is called secondary coil. Here secondary coil is also made with insulating copper wire. It is wounded around this core part so that and it is connected across the galvanometer or ammeter. It is connected across AC ammeter or hot wire meter in order to measure the alternating current passing through the circuit or RMS current passing through this coil. This is called the secondary coil. So here it is secondary coil. It is the secondary coil. Of course, here actually a resistance is connected here, load resistance called load resistance. The alternating voltage across the coil appears across the load resistance and the current through passing through the coil are passing through that resistance. So that current passing through the resistance or alternating voltage across that resistance can be measured with the help of the AC device. That may be AC ammeter or AC voltmeter, whatever it may be. It is the secondary coil. Okay, now this is the construction of the this transformer. What is the use of the laminated core? Okay, while explaining the procedure here, okay, how it works, when I explain, definitely you can understand what is the importance of the laminated core. First of all, here the AC source, by means of AC source, we have to transmit the electrical power from one coil to another coil. First of all, ఇక్కడ AC source supply చేసే electrical power ని ఈ coil నుంచి ఈ coil కి transfer చేయాలి without connecting any wire to this coil. Okay, now which electrical power is to be transmitted from one coil to another coil? You connect that source, you connect across the primary coil. Okay, then because of this alternating current source, the current passing through this primary coil changes. The current passing through this primary coil changes. Whenever the current passing through primary coil changes, suppose at any instant of time t, the current passing through this primary coil is say I, then because of current passing through the primary coil, it acts as, it is just like a solenoid, no? That's why magnetic connection is there at the solenoid. Due to magnetic connection, flux is developed around this, no? Flux is developed around this coil. Suppose here, if this core part is not there, laminated core is not there, as it is made with ferromagnetic material like soft iron, it is having more permeability. So whenever this is having more permeability, this core part is, laminated core is made of soft iron. This is soft iron. So as it made with soft iron, which is having high permeability, due to that, it allows almost all magnetic lines of force through them. It allows all magnetic lines of force passing through them. Okay. It almost allows all magnetic lines of produced around this one will pass through this laminated core because it is having high permeability. So whenever the material is having high permeability, it attracts the magnetic lines of force, or it allows the all magnetic lines of force produced here passing through this laminated core because of made of soft iron, which is having high permeability. So that's why they prefer the soft iron only. Okay, whenever the number of magnetic lines of force produced, suppose here one magnetic line of force produced, that magnetic line of force is produced around this coil. If this core part is not there, that magnetic line of force is just produced like this only around this coil. But whenever the coil is wounded around this laminated core, due to that, as this laminated core is having high permeability, as it is made with soft iron, these magnetic line of forces passing through this core part only. The magnetic lines of force passing through this core part only. Suppose if two magnetic lines of force are there, two magnetic lines of force passing through this core part only like this. That means whatever the number of magnetic lines of force produced, which are passing through this primary coil, the same number of magnetic lines of force passing through the secondary coil also. That is the advantage of the soft iron core. Okay. So here, suppose if the current passing through this coil changes, then magnetic connection at the center changes. So magnetic flux through this coil changes. The same flux through this other coil, secondary coil also changes. as AC source is connected, obviously the current passing through this primary coil changes. No, AC source connect చేసినప్పుడు the current produced by the AC source varying with time like this. First increase, then decrease to zero, again reverse direction, again increase to maximum and decrease to zero like that. No, that means current passing through primary coil changes because of this source. Due to that, the magnetic induction at the center changes. Hence, flux produced around this primary coil changes. As the flux passing through this primary coil is passing through this secondary coil, the flux passing through secondary coil changes. Whenever the flux passing through secondary coil changes, an EMF is induced across the secondary coil and induced current passes. Ikkada induced EMF produce outundi, induced current pass outundi. That induced current can be measured with the help of this ammeter. Or if you connect any high AC voltmeter, then the EMF induced across this coil can be measured with the help of this device, AC device connected across this coil. In this way, the alternating EMF is produced across this coil. EMF is produced across this coil. Okay, now here you see, whenever the current passing through one coil changes, an EMF is produced across the other coil. What do we call such phenomena? When current passing through one coil changes, an EMF is produced in the other coil. What do we call such phenomena?
Induction, sir.
Mutual
Mutual.
induction. That's why it works on the principle of mutual induction. So transformer works on the principle of mutual induction. Okay, now here you see what is the flux through this primary coil? Flux through primary coil. Flux through primary coil. P coil. P coil is primary coil. Comma phi P is equal to what? Actually, because of at any instant of time, whenever magnetic connection B is produced here, due to passage of the current I at that instant of time, then magnetic connection B is equal to mu naught Ni. We know, of course, B, you say B. Due to that magnetic connection, flux is passing. What is the flux means? Suppose the area of coil is say A, then flux passing through that coil is equal to B into A through one turn. Suppose here number of turns in the primary coil is say NP, number of turns in the secondary coil is say NS. If that is the flux through one coil, then what is the flux? One turn of this primary coil. Then what is the flux through NP turns in the primary coil? Into NP, no? Into NP. This is the total flux through all turns of the coil. As the current passing through this primary coil changes because of this AC source, an EMF is induced across the primary coil. Such EMF induced across the primary coil is called the potential difference across the primary coil. Therefore, EMF induced or potential difference produced across the primary coil, comma Vp, say that is equal to what? That is equal to, in magnitude, that is equal to L into what we call EMF induced or d phi by dt, no? D phi P by dt we can write like this, no? Of course, L into d by dt we can write, or d phi by dt. This is equal to, just I am taking the magnitude. D phi P by dt means phi P is equal to this one. When you differentiate them, here NP is constant, number of turns in the primary coil is constant. That's why NP into A is also constant. We can write area of the coil also outside into dB by dt. No? This is the EMF induced across the primary coil or potential difference developed across the primary coil. Okay, next. What is the flux through the other coil? Flux through the secondary coil. Flux through the secondary coil. Flux through secondary coil, yes. Comma phi S is equal to flux through the secondary coil is equal to phi S is equal to what? Whatever the flux passing through each turn of the coil here, the flux through other coil is also same. That's why flux through each turn of the second coil is also same. That means that is equal to BA only, because area of this coil is also same, area of this coil is also same, because both coils are wounded around the same rectangular frame, laminated core. That's why whatever the area of cross section here, the area of cross section here is also same. Okay, next, the same number of magnetic lines of those passes. That's why flux remains same. That's why here you write flux through each turn is BA. Flux through each turn whatever the flux through each turn of this coil, the same flux passing through this coil also. So whatever the flux through this coil, as the same flux is passing through this coil, what type of coupling takes place between the two coils? There are three types of couplings now: tight coupling, loose coupling, moderate coupling, like that. What type of coupling there between these two theoretically?
Loose coupling.
Full coupling, tight coupling. Tight coupling. Whatever
Tight
the flux
coupling.
passing through the primary coil, the same flux will pass to other coil also. That's why there is no loss of flux or there is no leakage of flux. That's why tight coupling is there between them. Tight coupling means it is not necessary to wind this wire also around this one tightly. Tight coupling means if the flux passing through one coil, passing through the other coil totally without leakage, then we can say there is a tight coupling between them. So I imagine this transformer as the ideal transformer. That's why whatever the flux passing through this one, the same flux passing through other also. That's why same flux through each turn I have taken. Whatever the flux through each turn of this primary coil, the same flux is taken through each and every turn of the secondary coil also. Okay, but here this coil consists of ns turns. Number of turns in the secondary coil ns. That's why flux through secondary coil is equal to ns into Va. If current passing through primary coil changes, magnetic conduction changes, so flux changes. That's why whenever flux changes, then Va also changes. That's why EMF is induced across the secondary coil due to mutual induction. Therefore, EMF induced or potential difference produced across secondary coil. Secondary coil is equal to, say, Vs, that is equal to d phi s by dt, which is equal to, here phi s means this one. In this, ns is constant. You write ns outside. Ns into d by dt of Va. This is the EMF induced across the secondary coil or potential difference produced across the secondary coil. Okay. Now, as no flux leakage is there, అంటే ఇక్కడ ఎంత ఫ్లక్స్ పాస్ అవుతుందో దీంట్లో కూడా అదే ఫ్లక్స్ పాస్ అవుతుంది కాబట్టి the power, electrical power produced or electrical power generated in this primary coil by the source is equal to EMF induced across this primary coil into current passing through primary coil at that instant. Suppose the current passing through primary coil is, say, IS, IB. At the same time, current through secondary coil is, say, IS. Then what is the power produced or generated in the primary coil? Power produced in the primary coil is equal to VP into IP. No?
VP.
Because EMF induced here is VP. That's why VP into IP. VP into, but electric power produced. In case of ideal transformer, for ideal transformer, okay, electrical power produced in primary coil, P coil, that is equal to electric power produced in secondary coil. What is the electrical power produced in the primary coil? EMF induced across the primary coil VP, current is IP. That's why VP into IP is the power produced, you know. That's why VP into IP. Therefore, VP into IP is the power produced in the primary coil. Power produced in the secondary coil is Vs into Is. Implies Vs by Vp is equal to IP by Is, no? Vs by Vp is equal to Is by IP by Is. Okay. Shall I write this part? Okay, note down first up to that. Note chain up. ఇది రైట్ చేయొచ్చు ఈ పార్ట్ Indeed.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, from that formula, from that relation, Vs by V, I have written this equation here again. I will write this equation here. Vs by Vp is equal to Ip by Is. That is only we got now. Okay, this is one equation. Next, from what is Vs from that formula? But
NPA into DB, D by DP by DB.
Vs means there. Ns into d by dt of dA by Vp means Np into d by dt of dA. Okay, here d by dt of dA, d by dt of dA cancel now. Therefore, Vs by Vp is equal to Ns by Np. But Vs by Vp is equal to, from this formula we have Ip by Is now. So this is the relation among EMF induced or potential difference across the secondary, potential difference across the primary, current through primary, current through secondary, number of turns in primary and secondary. This is the relation. Okay, here this Ns by Np, that means the ratio between the number of turns in the secondary to number of turns in the primary is called the transformers ratio. Therefore, transformers ratio is equal to Ns by Np is called transformers ratio, which is equal to Vs by Vp. Of course, that is equal to Ip by Is. This Ns by Np is called transformers ratio. Of course, same formula I wrote. That this Ns by Np is called transformers ratio. Or you write in this Ns by Np is called transformers ratio. Here in this formula, Ns by Np is called transformers ratio. Transformers ratio. Okay. Now, efficiency of the transformer. Efficiency. It is for ideal transformer. Next, efficiency of the transformer in general. In general, efficiency of transformer, comma, eta is equal to. Actually, efficiency of the transformer means what is the power produced here, what is the power generated here, or what is the power supplied here, what is the power produced here, what is the power induced or what is the power produced here. The ratio between the power produced to the power supplied. అంటే ఇక్కడ మనం యాక్చువల్ గా ఇక్కడ ప్రొడ్యూస్ చేసిన పవర్ ని దీనికి ట్రాన్స్ఫర్ చేయాలి. వాట్ ఇస్ ద పవర్ గివెన్ టు ద ప్రైమరీ కాయిల్ అండ్ వాట్ ఇస్ ద పవర్ produced at the secondary across the secondary coil. A ratio that is called the efficiency of the transformer. The power produced here is called output power, P out. The power supplied to the coil or given to the coil is called input power. So the ratio between output power to input power, that is called the efficiency of the transformer. The ratio of the output power produced across the secondary to the input power given to the primary is called the efficiency of the transformer. Generally, if it is the ideal transformer, if it is the ideal transformer, there is no leakage. There is no leakage of the flux. There is no copper losses like heatance is not produced across the coils. If it is ideal transformer. Next, whenever the flux passing through this core part, here whenever the flux passing through this core part, here eddy currents are produced because the flux passing through this core part means made of ferromagnetic material. That's why whenever the flux passing through this core part changes, definitely the electrons inside the core part will be accelerated so that they are also moving along the closed paths like this. Due to that, electrical current is produced. Such current is called eddy current. Suppose if this entire core part is taken in the form of a single rod, which is bent in the form of rectangular shape like this, then all the eddy currents produced to all the currents in this entire rectangular rod will be added up, so that more energy is consumed to produce the electric current, that eddy currents. Here, more energy given to this primary coil is consumed to produce the more eddy currents. That's why that is the loss of the power given to this coil, loss of energy given to the coil. That's why in order to minimize or in order to reduce the eddy current losses, here whenever this core part is made with the number of laminated plates which are kept adjacent to each other, due to that the eddy currents will not be added up. Whenever eddy currents will not be added, then whenever the eddy currents are not added, then heat energy produced is equal to I square RT. Whenever I is less, square is there. Even there is a small increase in the I value, there is a large heat energy produced. That's why when eddy currents are not added, the I value will not increase more. Due to that, the energy losses to produce or to generate the eddy currents can be minimized by using the laminated core. So what is the advantage of the laminated core? Means to reduce the eddy current losses. Laminated core is used. Okay. So here, of course, in case of ideal transformer, no eddy current losses. Next, no flux leakage also. Flux leakage means whenever the current passing through this coil, no doubt magnetic connection is produced here inside the coil, flux is developed. Whatever the flux produced here, the same flux will pass through the core part. In such a way, we have considered. In case of ideal transformer, suppose if it is not ideal transformer, the flux produced here may travel like this. Some magnetic lines are passing like this. Some magnetic lines are passing like this. Some magnetic lines suppose need not be passing through this coil. They may pass outside the coil. That means there is some flux leakage is said to be taken place there. Whenever the flux leakage is there, then these two are not equal. Here A into dB by dt, here A into dB by dt, they are not equal. But in case of ideal transformer, they are equal. That's why we cancel and we derive the formula like this. Suppose if it is not ideal transformer, definitely there is some flux leakage. Due to flux leakage, some magnetic potential energy is lost. With the remaining energy only, here electrical energy is produced in the form of electrical power. Okay, that is one more loss. Eddy current losses. Eddy current losses, flux leakage, and copper losses. Copper losses means these coils are made of copper. Because of copper conducting wires, as the coils are made of copper, definitely the copper is having some resistance. Of course, copper is having somewhat small resistance. That is the R. Whenever the current passing through this IP current passing through primary coil or IS through secondary coil, definitely because of copper losses, according to Joule's law, I square RT heat energy is produced across this coil due to passage of the current. So that is the another loss in the transformer. Suppose if they are negligible, all are negligible. Eddy current losses, flux leakage, and copper losses. If they are negligible, then such type of if they are zero, then such type of transformer is called the ideal transformer. In that case, in case of ideal transformer, as no loss of energy takes place in any form due to eddy currents, due to flux leakage, or due to copper losses. If no energy losses because of these reasons, then whatever the power produced, whatever the power given to the primary coil, the same power is induced across the secondary coil. In that case, P out and P in both are equal. That's why they cancel each other in case of ideal transformer. Then eta is equal to what? Eta is equal to what value you will get in case of ideal transformer?
1.
1. It is equal to 1. But in general case I am discussing. In general, definitely some leakages are there. Flux leakage may be there, copper losses may be there, iron losses may be there. Okay. Due to that, iron loss means eddy currents losses, etc. are there. Due to that, definitely input power will be greater than output power. That's why in general, eta is less than 1 only. Eta is less than 1. So for ideal transformer. Okay, next, what is the percentage of efficiency? What is the percentage of efficiency? Here, what is the formula for output power? Tell me. Output power is Vs into Is by Vp into Ip. No? output power VSIS by input power VPIP. Okay. In case of ideal transformer, these two are equal. That's why you'll get 1. Otherwise, in general, it is less than 1. For ideal transformer, output power produced is equal to input power. Output power is equal to input power. Output power means VSIS is equal to input power means VPIP. We have written here. Next, percentage of efficiency is what? Percentage of efficiency. Eta into 100 is called percentage of efficiency, which is equal to output power by input power into 100.
100.
Output power by input power into 100. This is the formula for percentage of efficiency. Note down. Mute chain Anna Subbareddy. Note chain. ఇదైతే సార్ ఈ పార్ట్
Yes, sir.
here on what principle transformer works?
Mutual induction.
So it works on mutual induction. Second one. Here, whenever the transformer transmits the input power, electrical power from one place to another place, is there any change in the frequency?
No.
No.
No, sir.
So, no change in frequency when electric power transfers or transmits from one place to another place, one place to another by transformer. Okay, next one. Is the transformer works for AC and DC? No doubt. By AC it works. Already I said. With the DC, is it works or not? If not, what is the reason? If yes, what is the reason? Is this transformer works for DC or not? Suppose DC source like
No.
battery is connected here. DC source battery is connected here. ఇక్కడ DC source instead of AC source battery connect చేసినప్పుడు బ్యాటరీని కనెక్ట్ చేసినప్పుడు ఇండక్టర్ ద్వారా స్విచ్ ఆన్ చేసినప్పుడు స్విచ్ క్లోజ్ చేసినప్పుడు బ్యాటరీ కనెక్ట్ చేసినప్పుడు DC సోర్స్ కదా బ్యాటరీ అంటే అది కనెక్ట్ చేసినప్పుడు ఇక్కడ కొంత టైంలో దీని ద్వారా పాస్ అయ్యే కరెంట్ ఒక మాక్సిమం వాల్యూ రీచ్ అయింది. మాక్సిమం వాల్యూ రీచ్ అయిన తర్వాత ఆఫ్టర్ దట్ స్టడీ స్టేట్ రీచ్ అయిన తర్వాత దీంట్లో పాస్ అయ్యే కరెంట్ వేరీ అవుతుందా? అవుతుందా కదా?
అవ్వదు సార్.
Whenever the current passing through this coil does not changes, then flux passing through this coil changes or not? కరెంట్ చేంజ్ కానప్పుడు మ్యాగ్నెటిక్ ఇండక్షన్ మారదు. అది మారినప్పుడు BA ఫ్లక్స్ మారదు. N into BA మారదు. కాబట్టి ఇక్కడ ఎంత ఫ్లక్స్ అయితే పాస్ అయిందో అదే ఫ్లక్స్ దీని ద్వారా ఇట్లా పాస్ అవుతూ వస్తుంది. When the same flux passing through this one. Okay. When same flux passing through this coil, is there EMF induced across this one?
No.
According to Faraday's first law, whenever flux passing through the coil changes, then only EMF is induced. If flux does not pass, change, but the flux passing through this coil does not changes. No EMF is induced across the coil. So output power is not produced. మన ఇన్పుట్ పవర్ సప్లై చేసిన అవుట్పుట్ పవర్ ప్రొడ్యూస్ కావాలి కాబట్టి ఇట్ విల్ నాట్ వర్క్ ఫర్ DC. ఓకే, ట్రాన్స్ఫార్మర్ విల్ నాట్ వర్క్ ఫర్ DC. ట్రాన్స్ఫార్మర్ will not work with DC. DC or direct current source. Direct current source. Next. Here there are two types of transformers, step up and step down transformers. There are two types of transformers, step up and step down transformers. There are two types of transformers are there, step up and step down transformer. So what is the use of the step up transformer? Step up. Step up transformer. ఈ step up transformer లో జనరల్ గా at electrical power stations, hydro power station, thermal power station, they produce the electrical power by different methods there. Okay. Electrical power produce చేసినప్పుడు when you transmit the electrical power at low voltage and high current through the conducting wires, definitely గా heat energy produce అయ్యి వైర్స్ డ్యామేజ్ అవుతాయి కదా, అంటే ఫ్యూజ్ అయిపోతాయి కదా. కాబట్టి హై వోల్టేజ్ లో కరెంట్ దగ్గర ఎలక్ట్రికల్ పవర్ ని ట్రాన్స్మిట్ చేయాలి. కాబట్టి డెఫినెట్ గా ఇన్ ఆర్డర్ టు కన్వర్ట్ ద ఎలక్ట్రికల్ పవర్ ప్రొడ్యూస్డ్ ఎట్ హై వోల్టేజ్ లో కరెంట్ వి యూజ్ ద ట్రాన్స్ఫార్మర్ దేర్. వోల్టేజ్ పెంచాలి, కరెంట్ తగ్గించాలి. తర్వాత at different street poles, when you now and then we see transformers are fixed to the poles, and after number of houses, after maximum domestic purposes, whenever the maximum power is utilized, then the electrical power electrical potential EMF of the AC produced there will be decreased. అంటే ఇక్కడ మనం వాళ్ళు జనరేట్ ఎలక్ట్రికల్ పవర్ ట్రాన్స్మిట్ చేసినప్పుడు మన ఇంటి దగ్గరికి వచ్చిన తర్వాత మన ఇంటికి సప్లై డొమెస్టిక్ సప్లై అబ్జర్వ్ చేసినప్పుడు అక్కడ సపోజ్ ఎలక్ట్రికల్ ఆల్టర్నేటింగ్ వోల్టేజ్ డ్రాప్ అయిపోయింది అనుకోండి, మనం యూజ్ చేసే డివైస్ ఏదైనా కూడా 230 volts ఆ రేంజ్ లో వర్క్ చేస్తూ ఉంటాయి. సపోజ్ ద ఇన్పుట్ వోల్టేజ్ గివెన్ ఫ్రమ్ ది పోల్ దగ్గర నుంచి కరెంట్ వైర్స్ ని తీసుకుని మనం మన ఇంటికి కనెక్ట్ చేసినప్పుడు అక్కడ ప్రొడ్యూస్ అయ్యే ఆల్టర్నేటింగ్ వోల్టేజ్ సపోజ్ 230 volts కంటే తక్కువ ఉంది, 100 volt 50 volt ఉన్నాయి. కొన్ని డివైసెస్
యాక్చువల్లీ 270 volts ఉంటది కదా సార్,
మనకి 230 240 ప్రొడ్యూస్ చేస్తారు. ఇక్కడ మన ఇంట్లో ఉన్న డివైసెస్ ఆ 50 volts కి వాటికి వర్క్ చేయదు. కాబట్టి ఎందుకంటే నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ హౌసెస్ వాటిని కన్జ్యూమ్ చేసుకుంటున్నాయి కాబట్టి దానివల్ల కొన్ని లాసెస్ వలన ఎలక్ట్రికల్ ఈఎంఎఫ్ విల్ బి ఫెల్ట్ డౌన్. ఆ ఈఎంఎఫ్ ఫాల్ అయిపోవచ్చు. ఆ ఈఎంఎఫ్ మనకి ప్రొడ్యూస్ చేసిన ఆల్టర్నేటింగ్ వోల్టేజ్ ఆల్టర్నేటింగ్ వోల్టేజ్ ఆర్ఎంఎస్ వోల్టేజ్ అని ఆల్టర్నేటింగ్ వోల్టేజ్ అంటే ఆర్ఎంఎస్ వోల్టేజ్. ఆ ఆర్ఎంఎస్ వోల్టేజ్ లెస్ దాన్ 230 220 లేకపోతే లెస్ దాన్ 100 50 ఉందనుకోండి, అప్పుడు మన డివైసెస్ కొన్ని వర్క్ చేయవు ఆ వోల్టేజ్ దగ్గర, ఆ పొటెన్షియల్ డిఫరెన్స్ దగ్గర. కాబట్టి స్టెప్ అప్ దాని వోల్టేజ్ పెంచాలనుకుంటే ఇక్కడ ట్రాన్స్ఫార్మర్స్ ని అక్కడక్కడ పోల్స్ కి ట్రాన్స్ఫార్మర్స్ ని ఫిక్స్ చేస్తారు. స్టెప్ అప్ ట్రాన్స్ఫార్మర్స్ ని ఉపయోగిస్తారు. స్టెప్ అప్ ట్రాన్స్ఫార్మర్ ఏం చేస్తుందంటే లో వోల్టేజ్ హై కరెంట్ ఉన్న పవర్ ని హై వోల్టేజ్ లో కరెంట్ గా మారుస్తుంది. అంటే వోల్టేజ్ ని పెంచుతుంది, మన సప్లై చేసే వోల్టేజ్ ని పెంచుతుంది. కాబట్టి స్టెప్ అప్ ట్రాన్స్ఫార్మర్స్ ని ఉపయోగిస్తారు. అయితే స్టెప్ అప్ ట్రాన్స్ఫార్మర్ definitely alternating voltage across the secondary coil is greater than primary coil. Step up transformer lo alternating voltage or potential difference across the secondary coil is greater than the potential difference across the primary coil. Then what about NS value? Vs greater than Vp and Vs by Vp is equal to Ns by Np kada. If it is greater than 1, this is also greater than 1. That's why Ns greater than Np. Number of turns in the secondary coil is greater than number of turns in the primary coil. అయితే number of turns in the secondary coil greater గా ఉందంటే it's only coil can be wounded from this point to this point. That's why this length is fixed. If more number of turns are there here, then thickness of wire is less or more?
Thickness less.
థిక్నెస్ తక్కువ ఉండాలి. అదే గ్యాప్ లో ఇక్కడ నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ టర్న్స్ ఉన్నాయి. అయితే ఇక్కడ టర్న్స్ ఇక్కడ నెంబర్ తక్కువ ఉన్నాయంటే డెఫినెట్ గా థిక్నెస్ ఇక్కడ ఎక్కువ ఉంటుంది, థిక్నెస్ ఇక్కడ తక్కువ ఉండాలి. కాబట్టి number here the thickness of the wire used in the secondary coil is less than the thickness of the wire used in the primary coil. So in this case, as Ns is more, whose number of turns are more, such coil is having wire with less thickness. That is the important. So here secondary coil, wire in the secondary coil, wire in secondary secondary coil has small thickness. ఇది step up transformer అండి. At street poles, step up transformers are used. Example, at street poles, step up transformers are used. Step up transformer లో secondary voltage అంటే potential difference across the secondary must be greater than potential difference across the primary. Okay, next. Fifth point, step down transformer. ఎక్కడ ఉపయోగిస్తారండి, ఐడియా ఉందా?
పవర్ స్టేషన్
ఎక్కడమ్మా?
పవర్ స్టేషన్
Step down transformer generally for domestic supply they supply the alternating power or electrical power at voltage 230 volt లేకపోతే 240 volt అనుకున్నాం ఇందాక, లేకపోతే 270 240 ప్రొడ్యూస్ చేస్తారు జనరల్ గా. ఓకే, ఆ 230 270 240 ఆ రేంజ్ లో ఉంటుంది. కానీ ఇన్ అవర్ హౌసెస్ we use some decorative bulbs. We arrange some fix the decorative bulbs at certain places in the room to fascinate the room, to see the room in attractive manner. We use some small bulbs at different places like LEDs etc. అయితే ఒక ఎల్ఈడి బల్బ్ కూడా మనం స్విచ్ ఆన్ చేయగానే ఒక సింగిల్ ఎల్ఈడి బల్బ్ కూడా గ్లో అవుతూ ఇల్యూమినేట్ అవుతూ ఉంటుంది. Actually the LED bulb or small bulbs can operate at 2 volt or less than 2 volt. కానీ ఇక్కడ సప్లై చేసిన వోల్టేజ్ ఎంత, మనకి బయట నుంచి వచ్చే వోల్టేజ్ ఎంత, 230 volts. 230 volt ని డైరెక్ట్ గా ఆ బల్బ్ కనెక్ట్ చేసాం అనుకోండి, which can operate at 2 volt. Immediately the bulb will be fused or burnt. అప్పుడు ఏం చేయాలి, ఆ 230 volts ఆల్టర్నేటింగ్ వోల్టేజ్ ఉంది కదా, దాన్ని 2 volt కి రెడ్యూస్ చేయాలి. అంటే అవుట్పుట్ వోల్టేజ్ తక్కువ ఉండాలి. అవుట్పుట్ వోల్టేజ్ అంటే అక్రాస్ ద సెకండరీ తక్కువ ఉండాలి. ఇక్కడ బల్బ్ ని కనెక్ట్ చేయాలి మనం, అంటే ఇక్కడ వోల్టేజ్ తగ్గిపోవాలి, ఇక్కడ వోల్టేజ్ ఎక్కువ ఉంటుంది, ఇక్కడ తగ్గాలి. ఇక్కడ వోల్టేజ్ తగ్గడం అంటే సెకండరీ వోల్టేజ్ పొటెన్షియల్ డిఫరెన్స్ అక్రాస్ ద సెకండరీ కాయిల్ లెస్ దాన్ పొటెన్షియల్ డిఫరెన్స్ అక్రాస్ ద ప్రైమరీ కాయిల్. అట్లా ఉంటే అప్పుడు దాన్ని స్టెప్ డౌన్ ట్రాన్స్ఫార్మర్ అంటాం. అంటే ఇక్కడ ఇన్ కేస్ ఆఫ్ స్టెప్ డౌన్ ట్రాన్స్ఫార్మర్ ద పొటెన్షియల్ డిఫరెన్స్ అక్రాస్ ద సెకండరీ ఈజ్ లెస్ దాన్ పొటెన్షియల్ డిఫరెన్స్ అక్రాస్ ద ప్రైమరీ. మరి వాట్ ఎవర్ ద టర్న్స్ రిలేషన్, number of turns in the secondary must be less than number of turns in the primary. Such type of transformer is called step down transformer. Step down transformers are used at the decorative bulbs. ఆ డెకరేటివ్ బల్బ్స్ 2 volt దగ్గర పనిచేస్తాయి అనుకోండి, మనం బయట నుంచి వచ్చే హౌస్ హోల్డ్ సప్లై 230 volts దగ్గర ఉంటుంది కదా, the voltage will be reduced to 2 volt from 230. ఆ 2 volt ని అక్రాస్ ద బల్బ్ కనెక్ట్ చేస్తారు, then it will illuminate. అదర్వైజ్ 230 డైరెక్ట్ గా దాన్ని కనెక్ట్ చేసాం అనుకోండి, 230 volts అప్లై చేసాం అనుకోండి, immediately the wire will be destroyed or fused, melted due to produce of more heat energy. Okay, that's why we have to step down or we have to lower the input voltage there by using transformer. Such transformers are called step down transformer. So in decorative bulbs, step down transformers are used. In decorative bulbs, so here wire in this wire thickness of the wire in the secondary coil larger or smaller? Number of turns in the secondary small
coil larger, sir.
Thickness of wire in secondary coil is larger than in primary coil. Than in primary coil. Okay. Example, at decorative bulbs, step down transformers are used. Step down transformers are used. Okay, this is one more point. Next, sixth one. What is the role of the laminated core? To minimize the energy losses due to which type of currents?
Eddy currents.
Yeah, eddy currents. So laminated core is used to minimize energy losses due to eddy currents. Energy losses due to eddy currents. So that is one more use of the laminated core. This point is also very, very important for mains. What are the other losses in the transformer? What are the other losses in the transformer?
Heat.
Copper losses, no? Okay, heat means copper losses. Okay, copper losses. Next, seventh one. Due to resistance offered by coils, P and S coils. Heat is produced across coils, which are called copper losses. Heat produced is equal to formula I square RT, where R is the resistance of the coil. I is the current passing through them. If it is the primary coil, IP we have tried. Is secondary, IS we have tried. It is the resistance of the coil. If it is primary, RP, secondary, RS. Time in which heat energy is produced, this one. Okay, last one. Here, iron losses. Iron losses are flux leakage. So to minimize the flux leakage, here the core is made of ferromagnetic material like the soft iron, which is having high permeability. Due to that, there is no considerable loss of the flux. The entire flux, almost all entire flux produced or entire flux passing through primary coil will be passed through secondary coil due to the iron, due to soft iron used here. In this way, by using the soft iron core, here the flux leakage or iron losses are minimized. Flux leakage is minimized by using ferromagnetic material. Like soft iron in the core, in the laminated core. So this is another important point. Okay, this is about the transformer. Okay, today you have to do the problems based on this. Next, choke coil is there. Okay, we will discuss briefly the choke coil and then you have to do the problems. Shall I write this part? Total up to this, shall I write this part?
Yes, sir.
Sir, right.
Okay, I will keep this here only. I will erase only up to this. Have you written?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Choke coil. It is the coil or solenoid which is having high self-inductance and negligible resistance, which is used to reduce the alternating current passing through the circuit, is called the choke coil. The coil or the solenoid or coil, which is having high self-inductance and low resistance, by means of which the alternating current passing through the coil can be reduced, is called the choke coil. The coil or solenoid, which is having high self-inductance. That is important. What is the characteristic property of the choke coil? Means having high self-inductance and negligible resistance or low resistance. High self-inductance L, high self-inductance and negligible resistance. Negligible resistance, which reduces the alternating current through the circuit. Without power losses or without energy losses. Without power losses, because no resistance is there here, negligible resistance. That's why no heat energy is produced according to copper losses there, according to this formula, because negligible resistance. Without power losses is called choke coil. So in AC circuits, to reduce the alternating current through the circuit, we use the choke coil. Okay. In DC circuits, in order to reduce the current through the DC circuits, we use what is the device we use to reduce the current in the DC circuits? Anybody else? To reduce the current through DC circuits, what is the device used? I said already I think in meter bridge, potentiometer, rheostat. Rheostat is the device. Okay. So therefore, in AC circuits, to reduce the current, in AC circuits, to reduce the current means AC circuit means AC current only. Current, we use choke coil. In DC circuits, to reduce the current, in order to reduce the current in DC circuits, we use rheostat. Okay. Ideal choke coil, ideal choke coil. If any ideal choke coil is there, ideal choke coil has high self-inductance or coefficient of self-induction and zero resistance. Actually, the coil with zero resistance does not exist, because even you prepare the coil with copper, that copper offers a little bit resistance at least. That's why it is not having zero resistance. That's why ideal choke coil cannot be prepared. But if any ideal choke coil is there, that is having zero resistance. Copper is having generally negligible resistance. That's why the coil prepared with the coil made with copper can be considered as the ideal choke coil. Okay, this is about the choke coil. Right. With this, I will stop the concepts. Now I will explain what you are having doubts in last class homework problems. I will explain some problems and then I will give homework to you. Okay, right.
Sir, 1 minute.